Hey guys, it's KC Jilly and I'm here at the Secret Garden, and I thought I'd kind of give you the nitty gritty on how fall's treating me right now. It's gonna get better, but for right now, let's check it out. Kind of wanted to start off with the little of the better things that are happening, which is all inside. I've got my brassicas going here. They're doing well. And I'm preparing, I've got these trays here because before too long, I'll be overwintering my peppers and I'll need something to put them in. So I've got about 6 trays right there, 20 inches, and I'll be able to set my pots in there without making a mess on the floor like last year. And my carrots, you can see they're coming right on along down here. Now I'll have to thin them, and I'm going to thin them this year. That's one thing about gardening that I think is important. You got to learn what works and what doesn't. And now, if you just want to see some green and you want stuff to grow, then you just throw them carrots in there however you want to, which is kind of what I did here, but mostly because I had my own seed and they were all still on the flower and I was being lazy. So I just took the flower in my hand and I crushed it up over that dirt and soaked that dude down. But I know from last year that if I'm going to have any luck and get some decent carrots, then I need to cut some of that stuff. So I'm going to thin that stuff out as it comes along a little bit, and it may look majorly diminished in that little bucket, but the end result of doing that is I will have some better carrots, and if I get a couple of dozen, I'd be really happy. So we'll see how it works. Now, I've used this area in the past to do it all, and it hasn't really given me enough space. I mean, I make magic happen in this tiny little 4x4 square, but I had bought 2 more of these lights like so, and I decided to go ahead and set up some old shelf here. So this old shelf actually laid the other way, and it was only 3 foot wide, but my lights are 4 foot. So I did some engineering and I repurposed an old broke down shelf. It's not perfect and I don't care, but it was sufficient. I've got it rigged up here so I can hold my light up, and I can even raise and lower my light as necessary. I use some of this old leftover insulation around the side just to help reflect stuff, but you can see my brassica, all of them are doing well. They're doing really good. Now, I will tell you, this dadgum spinach, even in here, in a controlled environment, it's probably about 73 degrees most of the time, it's still going to seed. So I have no hope for this spinach. I don't care, but I'm not going to just cut it out right now. But these onions have done really good. And you can see last night I went outside and I got my grapevines, and I'm trying to propagate them in water with some rooting hormone. So I will have 6 of those guys. And I also went to the store and bought some garlic because I don't have any of my own, but I'm going to grow some garlic this year. And you can see that I've got pretty good roots going and they're popping up. It won't be just a minute and I'll be planting this stuff outside. Excuse me. What you do, you separate each clove individually, peel that junk off, and then it's ready. It's already sprouted, got roots. So each one of those, you know, like for instance, let me see if I can get a little closer. You can see there's the one I've got kind of zoomed in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's probably 12. There's a dozen plants right there, as well as same over here on this side. So that actually works really well, and I'm gonna see how I do. Here are my other onions, which I put another light down here on the bottom. And before too long, right now I just store all my dirt and my seeds and stuff in this old ice chest, but I'll get it out of the way. And this light also can raise up or down, whatever I need. But I'll have peppers and all kinds of stuff under here. I need to get some strawberries. I've got some runners going so I can carry them over into next year. I'm gonna get them going. But I wanted to start off here. So you can see that's kind of my setup there. Just a little plain Jane, nothing fancy, but it works. Same under here. And I'm still able to function as a shop without any interference. Nothing's bothering anything else, but it works good for me. I'm gonna take you outside beside the shop and just, it's gonna last a second because outside, the bugs are kicking my tail. And I'll tell you, this has been a really crappy year for bugs in the summer. Now, it wasn't as hot as it has been in some of the years past, but the bugs have been awful. The grasshoppers have came on much stronger. The cucumber beetles have swarmed me like I've never seen them out here before. And so have the tomato hornworms. So I've been hit really hard. And I'll tell you, everybody looks at everything however they want to. And I know the world works in cycles and weathering patterns, but I'm going to tell you my 2 cents on it. I believe because we are not supporting Israel like we should, this is my personal opinion, that there is a curse on our land. The sins of our land are catching up. And even the good guys don't get away scot-free. They got to go through some of it. If you think back, if you're a Bible person, back to the Exodus, when Moses was trying to get out of there, he said, let my people go. And the Pharaoh didn't want to do it, and what happened? There were plagues, okay? Now, there's normal bug activity, okay? And I have sprayed, I've put pesticide stuff as light as I can. I try to stay organic as I can, but I have used permethrin a time or two because it's just so ungodly out there with the bugs. And I have not had any luck. And I truly feel like that this has been a minimal plague. Now, God's had mercy on me. We're doing good, but that's just my 2 cents. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, guys. So like I say, I've pretty well given up. I'm not doing anything. I think you might even can see maybe some of these dadgum beetles floating around here. They are awful. You see them? They ate up all my cucumbers and my watermelons. I'm getting flowers, and these things would grow and put out just fine, but the dadgum beetles are eating my stuff up. Can you see them there on that tomato? See if I can get out of the way. See them little yellow and black beetles? They're eating all my tomatoes up. So I'm not fighting with it. I don't care. That thing can fall to the ground. I don't care if these make anything. They're all probably gonna go shortly anyway, but you know, I get lots of flowers. And the plants start off pretty healthy. As soon as the first fruits, see, you know, I got a couple of tomatoes trying, but look, these dadgum bugs. Can you see what they're doing to me? Look at them. It's just been terrible. And I have put everything on here. I've come out here and used diatomaceous earth. I have sprayed with stuff. You know, these guys, they want to grow. Look, they've eaten the flower out of that thing. I just cannot seem to win. Can't get it. Let me see if I can shake this around a little bit. I don't know if you guys can even see them, but I mean, there's so many bugs. I have another one over here. It wants to. Look, I keep getting starts, but these dadgum bugs, they're eating me up. And I don't want to sit here and just poison all my food, but look at the fruit. When I do get fruit, it looks like this in 5 minutes from these dadgum beetles. So that's what I've dealt with all year, and I give up. I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to fight with them at all. They can eat every dang bit of it if that's what they want. Now, this guy was doing great, a green bean, and the beetles are eating it now. They're just going from one thing to another, trying to survive, and the grasshoppers too. I'm letting my okra go to seed now. You see I got a lot of giant pods on there. I'm just gonna let it go to seed. Look at the leaves. Do they look familiar? This is not a disease. This is a plague of dadgum beetles. They're just eating me up. Eating me up. So, I'm letting this stuff go, and then I'm done out here. So, but I have all this space to work with, see? And if it'll ever cool down enough that I don't have to fight with these beetles, then I will put a lot of those brassicas and stuff out here, and we'll bring this back to life, hopefully. Now, I have to show you my fig real quick, because I've eaten my first fig, and I like it. So this is my Celeste fig tree, and I've gotten a couple of figs off of here. more coming. Even at home, I noticed my tree is finally starting to put on figs. I don't know that I'll get to eat any this year, but I'm finally producing figs. And they are yummy, y'all. Took one to my wife. That guy's getting there. He's almost ready. I can't hardly seem to focus, though. Ain't nothing wrong with them figs. Let's go look at the greenhouse. Okay, so I got my tarp on here now, you can see. Got some sides that I can let down or raise up as I need to. But it's also set up so I can seal that dude down now in the wintertime, which is something I didn't have before. But may look a little rinky-dink, but boy, it's working. Let's go take a look. All right. So my chives, these guys are gonna come out of here and they're going home with me at some point. I just gotta get it done. That way I can enjoy these at home. I threw them in here as a kind of a joke, but they actually came. So now that they're coming, I wanna be able to chop some off and throw it on my baked potato. And my bell peppers coming back here. I don't know, let me see if I can get where you can see this stuff. Okay, the back here is where it's really at. It's all reaching out for the sun at this point, but it's heavy because I've got quite a bit of bell peppers growing here. It's been a good year for me for bell peppers, y'all. Lots of bell peppers. All right, same with the bananas. The bananas are good. I need to harvest a bunch of those guys so it'll keep coming, but it's doing good. Now the basil's okay. You can see there's my little thermostat. It's 91 degrees and that's with sides up, you know. You can imagine when the sides were down. My tomatoes are starting to put out. I've only pulled off one tomato hornworm since I got everything back on, but I want to say these are going to be green zebra. But you can see everything's flowering. And I do have tomatoes. We're about to kick back off. The weather's finally gotten right. So I'm tickled. Just about to get pretty serious over here. And these guys are already up to the dadgum ceiling. So y'all saw me. I just planted them maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago. They're doing really good. Got tomatoes here and there. The cool thing is most of these are varieties that I have not yet tried, so I'm excited. That brought some excitement to me as well. Let's see, I got these dadgum Carmen peppers. Gosh, they put out a lot, y'all. I got these from Johnny's Seeds, and they're some kind of hybrid or something, so the seeds aren't supposed to come back true, but I'm still going to try to save the seeds and see what they come back as, because they have really been a really good producer. Healthy, big, sweet, good peppers. Okay, this side is not producing as much, but they're ready too. This side is also the south side, so they're getting a little hotter. And all this stuff was falling over. I come in here yesterday and trimmed them up a little bit and tried to tie some things up so it wasn't falling down and I could walk through here. But everybody's got flowers and stuff. I'm fixing to get some tomatoes. Just waiting on it to cool off just a little bit. You can see this is one of those Dr. Witch's yellows. You know, it's got a little size to it. That's a good sized tomato. I've never had a yellow tomato, so some firsts for me. I do want to say too, I don't know if you can tell, see the top of this? Before I slid that plastic over, I slid over frost cloth. Now it doesn't cover everything, but it covers the top itself. So I'm hoping maybe between that and the straps, maybe it'll break some of the wind and make this tarp last a little longer. And you can see down here, all I have right now is clover. I just didn't want the ground sitting there with nothing going on, so I got some clover growing. That'll keep the little mud fest down. And I'll fill this dude up too with all my broccoli and cauliflower and all of that good stuff for the winter. But you know, I got enough room down here under all these tomatoes and stuff. I may bring that some of that garlic over here and some of the onions, and you know, I've got all this unused space. So things over here are looking up, and I'm excited. I am ready to have some successful gardening instead of just watching the bugs eat everything I've spent money on, because that drives me crazy. So that's all I've got for right now, guys. I hope y'all are having a good fall and the bugs aren't eating y'all like they are me. Y'all be praying for all them people down there in Florida, man. You seen what happened up there in North Carolina and all up through there, gosh almighty, Tennessee, and whew, looks like they're about to get it again over there, and they're gonna need all the help they can get. But in the meantime, things are going okay here, and I'll bring you back when I got a little bit more to show. See y'all next time.